I'm now going to turn the podium over to Professor Catherine Admey.
Our class speaker, Vanessa Agudelo, is from Coral Springs, Florida. In addition to majoring in public policy, Vanessa minored in education and completed a certificate in child policy research. In the tradition of our school, Vanessa beautifully weaves together these threads of public policy, education, and children in how she works and how she lives. On the work side, Vanessa did her pub-pol internship in the U.S. Department of Education in its Office of Legislation and Congressional Affairs. Her duties there included attending congressional hearings, markups, and briefings, and writing more than 30 memoranda, the kind that Deandra teaches, and a policy binder for key senior departmental officials. On the life side, Vanessa has invested in her love and her life in full spectrum volunteering, with toddlers enrolled in a nearby Quaker preschool, whom she leads like ducklings around Duke University to encourage them to go to university, and with adults of all ages to whom she teaches English and encourages actively to participate on their own terms in their own communities. Yesterday, I had the pleasure of watching Vanessa graduate from the Baldwin Scholars Leadership Program, and one of the pieces of advice she gave herself, and of course to all of us gathered there, was, "Things don't have to be perfect to be wonderful." As you will soon see, this is highly relevant to Vanessa's remarks today.
Graduating seniors, family members and loved ones, faculty and staff, it is my great pleasure to welcome you to Sanford's 45th commencement. While I know that I can never encompass the time that my classmates and I have shared at Sanford in a short speech, I hope the following words give a glimpse of the growth we have experienced here and will continue to pursue. I grew up thinking the United States was perfect. Why else would my family leave the comfort of their native country of Colombia, where they had good jobs, were surrounded by family, and spoke the native Spanish language, to come to the United States of America, where they were on their own and frequently treated as second-class citizens? More importantly, why did my parents never complain when they encountered challenges, but instead remained optimistic that their prospects here would be more favorable than they could ever be in Colombia? It must all be worth it, 5-year-old me thought. America must be perfect. 15 years later, you could imagine my surprise when I walked into my core public policy ethics course, and the first words I heard were, "America is not a meritocracy, nor is it egalitarian." I felt compelled to rise to America's defense. How could my professor so harshly criticize the country that had provided so many opportunities to me and my family? The more classes I attended, the better I understood. By the end of the year, I had been convinced of America's many flaws and was left feeling a little bit like an adult who had believed in Santa Claus. As a graduating senior, I finally understand that the love for America my parents instilled in me was a love based on what America means to the rest of the world. I feel especially grateful to Sanford for teaching me the harsh reality that America is indeed not perfect, and for showing me that the American dream is not always the result of hard work. It is the result of hard work, luck, and opportunity. A realization that makes me feel enormously grateful to be standing here today as a first-generation, low-income student. As we graduate, I hope you find yourselves thinking about the impact Sanford has had on your Duke career and personal development. Maybe it was internship funding that allowed you to accept an unpaid internship with a government agency, or the opportunity to conduct research alongside experts in fields you are passionate about. Maybe it was a chance to study away from campus and experience up close how public policy shapes society and your place in it. Or maybe it was the opportunity to be mentored by inspirational Sanford alumni that changed the course of your Duke career. Through these experiences, Sanford has ultimately encouraged us all to challenge our assumptions and expand our knowledge beyond theoretical concepts. I think most of us can agree that the most difficult part about being a public policy major is explaining to our families exactly what we study. If your family is anything like mine, they just tell their friends, "My daughter is a political science major." During internships and job interviews, I found myself on the Sanford website seeking a one-liner to describe the major to my future employers. I found, "A major in public policy aims to teach students how to make a difference in the complex policy issues of today." How was I supposed to tell my employers I was studying Saving the World 101? Especially when I was already wrestling the stereotype of being an idealistic millennial. Like most of you, I ended up going with, it's a combination of economic and policy analysis, because including the word economic immediately makes you more employable, right? After completing my public policy courses, I'm starting to see that my public policy major has in fact prepared me to change the world, in the same way Sanford's leaders and alumni have been doing since its creation in 1971. Terry Sanford, former North Carolina governor, U.S. Senator, Duke University president, and founder of the Sanford School of Public Policy, was known for his outrageous ambition. As governor of the state, he sought to expand civil rights and opportunities for civic participation. As the Duke University president, he often invited protesters into his office to hear their grievances. He supported diversity, inclusivity, and tolerance at a time during very few people did. Throughout our years at Sanford, our studies have similarly instilled outrageous ambition among all of us, along with giving us the tools to transform that ambition into practical and ethical solutions to real-world problems. Those of us who only wanted to be policy nuts, drafting and researching policy, while ignoring politics, quickly learned that policy and politics are interdependent in the course Politics of Public Policy, where we were told, you can spend all your time in Sanford learning how to design the best policies to solve problems. However, if you cannot persuade politicians to implement your policies, you will have little to show for your hard work. Those of us who came in ready to write long, impassioned essays on transforming the public education system struggled through the rigid task of memo writing after learning that no one in government reads past the third page. Most importantly, those of us who thought we knew all the sides of a political issue soon learned that the only way to fully understand an issue is to engage in discourse with those who have different backgrounds and beliefs than ourselves. It was through these conversations that we developed empathy for others, understood what experiences have shaped others' beliefs, and learned that there is enlightenment in simply understanding another's perspective. Class of 2019, as you dive into your careers, further develop your political beliefs, and take up positions where you will have the opportunity to impact policy, I hope you'll remain committed to seeking out perspectives that differ from your own. This is one way, marked out for us by Terry Sanford, to continue to exercise our outrageous ambition and make childhood dreams of a perfect America a little more real. Thank you.